Okay. Ah, I'm surprised that fixed my frames. Recording with Streamlabs was dropping my frame rate, but it's because, which is also why my stream was messed up, was because my resolution for video wasn't the same as my PC, which is like 2560 and 1440. So the whole time I was streaming, I was like, cool, everything's fine. I look back trying to get some clips from good games that I had on stream, and bam, everything was not fine. And then one of my friends was just like, oh, I thought you were hiding your perks. I'm like, no! No! Not at all. But it's whatever. I couldn't even find that setting. I was like, oh, my Streamlabs doesn't have the base canvas setting on the streaming setting or advanced setting. So either it's no longer there to change resolution, or there's like a premium feature. And then bam, I accidentally found it today. And I was trying to change settings for video to see what was going on. Oh. But, oh man, I messed up. I can't get the save. Yeah, so I'm hoping, because I tested the recordings, it didn't seem like the recording was an issue ever. It was like the stream. So my next stream, hopefully it will, oh wow, Deadman, Switch, Pain Res. What an original combo. It's still not as bad as everything else considered, with the new Colubrine and all that good stuffs. But yeah. Look at you. Much skill, Knight. Much skill. Because everything the Knight involves is just free hits. Because that's so much fun, right? I hate the Knight. I played 2 games against the Knight before I've already decided that he's extremely boring and unfun. Because he plays like the artist. Oh, you went to a loop? Sorry. I have an ability that totally negates your loop. So instead of actually using it for skill and predicting where you're going to go to corral you, I'm going to force you to keep running so I can just get a free hit. Because that's exact... Oh, look. Deadman, Switch, Pain Res, Eruption. I bet he has Colubrine too. Even though he can't kick generators if they've been deadmanned. Yeah, no. Knight is extremely stupid and unfun. Yeah, his ability looks cool or whatever, but he's just so fucking stupid. It's just like Artist. You just get forced into running over and over until you get down, or your teammates do all the generators, or they run out of their ability. But with the Knight, same with the Artist, they just... Oh. Nice, I'm just gonna wait. Look, he's gonna... Yep. Predictable. Oh, but he also got me too, so... Yeah. Yep. Talk about fun gameplay, guys. It doesn't have any cooldown whatsoever that makes a difference. There's no pallets on a map that usually has a shit ton of pallets. So the only thing I could have done was do that, and I went down. The only thing I could have done earlier in the match was keep running, and I got hit. Yeah. You know, I honestly don't think Knight is fun. I don't think people play him to have fun, just with... Same with Artist. People play them just because you can't loop them. Because people can't handle looping. They just can't. Trash. Look. Predictable as hell. Oh, that time he lunged. Yeah, there's literally no reason to play this match. Like, cool. I seem like a rage quitter or whatever, but like, how is this fun? I ran to a pallet, I stunned him because he actually chased me, and instead he instantly uses his knight to break a pallet, and then I have no safety to fall on. Like, that's not good game mechanics at all. You shouldn't be forced to go down. You shouldn't be guaranteed to go down. And I mean, yeah, maybe I'm over-exaggerating, because some maps have pallets every, like, 10 meters. But, like, let's be real, those maps aren't fair either. Like, that David had absolutely nowhere to go except one pallet, and if he would have went to the pallet, it's unsafe. That pallet, like, right there where he went down, is unsafe. On top of that, if he uses his knight to break it, like, instantly, not taking his time to do it, then you get fucked. There's literally no pallet in a radius around there. Maybe in that, like, jungle gym to the side, but I didn't even pay attention to that. Like, this map was devoid of pallets. Usually the map is pretty unfair, because you can chain all those tiles together. But holy hell, the night is way too problematic for Dead by Daylight. And the funniest part is everybody that has these concerns and they bring this up are streamers, but nobody cares about what the streamers have to say anyways. You got the the smart people who listen to the streamers, and then you got the idiots who just say that you're being a sheep for listening to the streamer. Like, oh, as soon as the streamer said it, but nobody had a problem before. But like, let's be real. I'm assuming 70% of the entire community doesn't like the night. And the reason I say that is, first, you got the bad survivors who will go down as quick as possible, right? You have me, who still went down quick as possible with no actual chance to do anything. So, the good players in the community are not going to like him because they can't do the fun thing. All the good players, they don't like sitting on generators and playing stealthy. They like looping. Which is why no one liked Spirit, nobody likes Freddy, nobody likes Clown. I mean, I guess, yes, some people do like them. But killers that force you to just drop pallets and keep running are not fun because there is no gameplay there that... There's no actual gameplay to value. You know, what's fun about constantly running, you know? It's not fun. It's just like holding M1 on a generator, you know, whatever button you have for console. It's not fun to just keep running. It's not fun to do that. And so then you got the average survivors who aren't going to have any chance to do anything anyways. It's like, you get someone who knows how to use the night properly. Yes, props to them because they're properly using the night and they're doing it optimally, right? Because they're trying. But at the same time, to play the night optimally is to take away the choices of survivors, which isn't really fair. You can go up against a good nurse who'll down you in 10 seconds. That's not fair. You get like an average nurse who, if you don't mind game, you'll go down in 10 seconds. But with an average nurse, you can watch her move her head when you're rounding a corner and then double back. You can loop around even an average nurse. But killers like the artist and the knight, you can't conventionally loop them. You have to keep running, keep greeting pallets, hoping that their ability will end or that you avoid it. So with artists, if her crows, like, she uses them, she can't use them at another loop. But that's 3 loops that you've had to leave. Or 2, depending on how many crows she uses. And with this guy, he just instantly starts his ability, instantly drops it, and he's already chasing you. Like, instantly. There's no drawback to him using their ability. There's no hit animation cooldown. Like, none of that. It's just, okay, I put it down, I stand up, and I keep running after you at 4.6 movement speed, while you're now trying to make distance at angles, which you don't get as far anyways. So it's like, let's say you're at Killer Shack at a corner of the map, right? And he's right at the doorway, and you're by the pallet. If he puts a knight inside the shack, you have to leave. But you can't run towards the knight to the center of the map, because the knight's there, and he's gonna intercept you, right? So what happens instead is you have to take the farthest route from the knight. So say you just run straight down, but there's no pallets, or it's unsafe pallets, you know, whatever it is. Maybe you do have pallets. So it's not as bad when you have pallets. But the thing is, if you're in more of a dead zone that there's not a lot of line of sight blockers, instead of running side by side and then turning to try and catch you, he's just running diagonally. And that's been long proven that a killer that runs diagonally will catch up to a survivor because you'll cut them off. Chasing behind a survivor is not as efficient as running diagonally to where they're going to run. And it's just, yeah, you can make your arguments for killers like that, but in the end, why should you rely on the map being heavily palleted? Like, it's not fun to just have pallets everywhere and double pallets. Like, it's cheesy. Like, I don't want an easy match, but I for sure want my 2.5 thousand hours in the game to matter when I'm, like, going up against killers. Like Old Spirit, you know? It's like, oh, well, she never did the weight mine game, so she's probably phasing. So this time I'm going to slow vault, and then bam, you get grabbed. Like, we all know how problematic Old Spirit was. But I think the issue mainly comes from the fact that you get all these people showing how problematic these killers are, but nobody listens. And then you got the dumb parts of the community, the people that don't even know what they're talking about, or they hate being looped. Like, that, hands down, that's it. They hate loops. So they just say that there's nothing wrong. Like, Pyramid Head. He used to be able to deny loops completely and instantly cancel his ability and M1 you with no cooldown. And people said that was okay because it gave him a strong anti-loop ability that killers needed. And then they're like, oh, we're going to nerf him. So they're like, oh, they're nerfing him to the ground. We're going to stop playing him. So I would say like over 80% of all the Pyramid Head players stopped playing Pyramid Head because they prevented Pyramid Head from being able to be abusable. Like, that's literally it. Like, you can have your own reasons, like, oh, well, I just think, you know, his ability was more fun that way. Like, no, you just got free kills that you didn't deserve that way. And what people don't realize is that a Pyramid Head can still do that exact same shit, just not as fast. If you, say, go in a Killer Shack, he pulls up his ability, and then you start circling around him, and he lets go, well, then he can hit you while you're going through the window because of his cooldown time. Your only saving grace is if you watch him pull up his sword because you zigzagged left and then continued running. Which I can't really show you this because I'm in a loading screen. Or dropping pallets. But then again, you're wasting pallets again. It's not fun in any way. Yeah, this build does not synergize. This synergizes, but not with Eruption, because you can't kick a blocked generator. So this perk is useless. Anyways, that's my little rant on the night. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments or whatever. Like, sorry that this match wasn't any fun, but at the same time, how could I give you guys a fun match when I can't even last 30 seconds, and it's not even my fault? Oh, I opened my Discord when I was trying to close out my recording. Have a good day, guys.